Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening to everybody who is all over the world. It's good to see everybody here. Let It Be, the Beatles. It starts in C, the key of C. When I find myself in times of trouble. And let me tell you, that's a little bit too high for me, because that's the lowest note and then it goes up from there. Wow. But we're going to teach it in C today, and then we're going to talk about changing keys and that kind of thing. In my book, I have this lead sheet in the key of C. I also have it in the key of G, in case you want to sing it lower. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. And that works really good for my voice, and I'll explain why. So let's just go through it. C chord is the first chord. Next one is a G chord. The next one is A minor. And then I prefer this F, the bar chord F. The first time we play the F. Then we go back to C. And then G. And then, right here at the end of the second line, right there, it has that little... We have this bass note walk down. I like to play this F, because you can't go any lower on that bar chord. So we do that twice. Starts out like this. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. The little walk down goes like this. 3rd fret on the D string, 2nd fret, open D, 3rd fret on the A string. So it's F, E, D, C. Those are the notes. Now, we talked about the major scale a couple months ago. And so if you understand this, you just walk down the scale like that. Now the next line goes, and in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Same thing exactly. Then we get into what I would call the chorus. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yes, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Oops, or I could do that, walk down there. The next verse. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Chorus again. Let it be. Just like this. Let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Yeah. Now in my book, I have 3 verses and then the ending. But you know what happens is that there are other things going on too. Like I think there's a lead that's being played and the ending is a little different. And when I play, a lot of times what I do is I add embellishments like this. Little things that I do, little hammer-ons and that kind of thing. I want you to be able to do that on your own without having to be told every moment, every step of the way, exactly what you need to do. I want you to be a better guitar player than me, if that's possible, and I think it is, because I'm not the best guitar player in the world. We'll talk about changing keys here in just a minute. On that first line, the C line, the G is the 5th note of the scale. And the C chord has a C and an E and a G in it. If you know the lowest note that you can hit in your voice, then this can help you to figure out exactly where to put the song to be part of your voice. And the way we do it is this. You could sing it an octave lower. When I find myself... Okay, G is way low for me, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to get really close to the mic. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me. Like that. It's really low for me. Right? It's almost like a breathing for me. So really, I wouldn't sing this song in this key. Now, the lowest note for me, I can hit A, but C is better for me, or D. Now let's look at D. Okay, on the second line there, you can see the fifth note is D on the second line, and that's the key of G. Now, this song has a C chord, a G, an A minor, and an F. If you look on the first line, a C is the first chord, a G is the fifth chord, A minor is 6, F is 4. So it goes 1, 5, 6, 4. That's the chord progression right there in the verse. And then it goes 1, 5, 4, 1. 1, 5, 4, 1. So if you take this same pattern and you move it to a different key, for instance, the key of G, so 1, 5, 6, 4 would be G, D, E minor, C. And then 1, 5, 4, 1 would be G, D, C, G. So let's play it in the key of G and see what it sounds like in my voice. When I find myself, so I gotta find that. I gotta find that D note so I can make sure I hit the right note when I'm singing. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. So we start out with 1, 5, E minor, 6, C, 4, 1, 5, 4, down to 1. I really like both of these keys, the key of C and the key of G, because when we do that walk down, in the key of C, we have a walk down on the D string to the A string. In the key of G, we walk down from the A string to the E string. Right? It just goes right down the scale. C note, B note, A to G. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Okay, so that's how it works. Now, say you want to go a little bit lower. Well, what could we do? I want the A to be my lowest note. Let's look down at the D line. So 1, 5, 6, 4 would be D, A, B minor, G. Let's see, I'll start on an A note. When I find myself, let's try that. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. That one's a little awkward, because I don't have a lower D unless I was in drop D tuning. You could also use a capo to make it higher or lower. You can take a capo and you can play, let's say if I'm going to play it in the key of C and I want to go, when I find myself in times of trouble, like I want to sing it an octave lower, but it's a little bit too low. If I brought it up 2 frets, that would put it in the key of D. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. I like that a lot. If if I was going to be in the key of D, because then I have that, something like that. The same thing if you wanted to play it in the key of A, right? Instead of playing it in the key of G, you could go up 2 frets, capo on the 2nd fret, play it in the key of G here. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Now I'm in the key of A, because I have a capo on the 2nd fret, actually playing like it's in the key of G, but it's 2 frets higher, so it's the key of A. Is that confusing? If you study it, you know, it's not confusing. The important thing is, you can do this instantly in your head. You know, change keys, use the capo, figure out what key you're in, that kind of thing. If you understand the fundamentals, if you're really good at the fundamentals of music theory, and that's all you need, just a few fundamentals. You don't have to be an amazing guitar player, which is really fun, to really enjoy yourself on the guitar, but you have to understand the foundation of the instrument, and you'll be that much happier when you do that. When you understand how chords work and how keys work, and when you put a capo on, what it does, that kind of thing.